got something for me?
Yeah, there was some guy here from Miles Juergens looking for you. They need sparring partners for Apollo Creed.
Put me on.
Here's the car.
When was it here?
About an hour ago.
They'll probably look for sparring partners for Creed, you know?
I said that before, you dumb dago!
You know, I've been coming here for 6 years. The 6 years you've been sticking it to me. I want to know how come.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, I want to know how come.
You want to know?
I want to know how.
Okay, I'm going to tell you. Because you had the talent to become a good fighter. And instead of that, you became a leg breaker. Some cheap, second-rate loan shark.
It's a living?
It's a waste of life.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rechak Wadash. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. And salutations to all the hopeful elect pushing out this word in truth and in sincerity, fighting this good fight of faith. And sincere salutations to you, Akim and Akwaf, that's out there listening and learning. This is Brother Dakar from the DC camp. Come back at you with another lesson, and I'm entitled it, A Waste of Talent. And that clip that you just seen was from the original Rocky movie, one of my favorite series, you know, where this trainer, okay, he showed, or he explained why he was so upset with Rocky, you know, because Rocky had all the talent to be a great fighter, but he didn't put the work in, and he used that talent in the wrong way. You know, it didn't amount to anything, okay? And of course, you know, just like Paul did, I equate a lot of things to like sports, or, you know, things that Jake do, you know. You know, I used to play basketball, you know. I know the Apostle Taha, he loves boxing, so he can you know, can tell you about more so of that on the boxing side. But in this truth, it's the same thing, man. We've been given talents, and we need to use it, you know. Otherwise, we're going to amount to nothing. In this picture, you see, it says wasted talent, you know. You see this dude, he's graffitiing, you know, but it says wasted talent. And, you know, you see a lot of this the graffiti on the streets, and these dudes is really talented, man. They get in these crazy places, and they have short amount of time to fill their artwork out, but they do it, you know. Whereas, you know, they're not getting paid for that. But they could be doing a lot of different things if they would have put work into their talent that they've been given to multiply and make a life for themselves. But they don't do it, you know. So that's pretty much the lesson that I want to get into. I'm going to get it in a few scriptures, and then I'm going to close it out, you know. We get exactly what a talent is. A talent is something that you are instinctually born with that gives you unique skills and abilities. Talent is set apart from knowledge in that it is not learned behavior, although it can be strengthened and practiced. Yeah, you know? So you've been given a gift from the Lord. The scriptures say we are the salt of the earth, you know, as Israelites. And that's the people that he's chosen to serve him, man. You know, we got different talents that we can use and further the work of the Lord, man. You see? And right now, what is the work of the Lord? To wake up the elect. I mean, there's different things that we can be doing to do that, to do the Lord's work. You know? And these talents, they set us all apart, man. All for the greater goal. But to literally to be a waste of talent means that you possessed a certain talent, inherent talent, but it was wasted because you did not want to, or you weren't able to use that talent to its fullest potential, man. You know, you had a bad use of something that's really valuable. You know? So you're not living up to your potential. So the first scripture that I'm going to get, you know, is the parable of talents. Now, these talents is talking about money, but the same principle applies, man. You know, in terms of the gifts that we've been given. So this is Matthew 25, and I'm going to start from 14. I'm going to start from 13. It says, "Watch therefore, For ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling into a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And that's what the Lord did, man. The Lord is not here, okay? But he's giving us all gifts, man. You know? So like, yeah, he's giving us all gifts. When Yahweh Shah left, he gave men gifts, okay? Which that all amounts up to him, man, the church, okay? So those gifts is what we should be using, man. Let me see. Let me get this real quick before I keep going. It says Ephesians 4 and verse 7. It says, but unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Hamashiach. Wherefore he saith, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men. Okay, so when he ascended up, he gave us all gifts, man. We got the Holy Spirit, and now we know what to do, man. Okay, we know what to do to please the Lord. Okay, so let me go back. It says, where am I at? It says, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. And like I said, this was actually talking about money. That's what this talent is. Okay? Let me actually get the definitions.
Strong's G 5007. Talenton.
Talenton. Okay? And it says the scale of a balance, a pair of scales. That which is weighed, a talent. A weight varying in different places and times. And then it says a sum of money weighing a talent and varying in different states and according to the changes in the laws regulating currency. So just like now you got $1 bill, $20 bill, a $5 bill, $100 bill. They got different values to them. You know, you can do certain things more with other different bills, but they still all have value. Okay, and this is a business, man. You know, this is a business. So let me keep going. So he gave them all talents, right? And it says, and he straightway took his journey. Then he that had received the 5 talents went and traded with the same and made them other 5 talents. Okay? So that word traded, okay? Let me get that.
Strong's G 2038. Ergodzamai.
Gazama. It says to work, labor, do work, to trade, to make gains by trading or do business. Okay? So he acquired more money. He acquired more talents. And then like into this, man, if you actually put in work, okay, based upon the talents that you have, you will gain more talent. You will strengthen your talent, man. And then you'll be able to be more valuable. You know? More valuable to the body. It says, and likewise he that had received 2, he also gained other 2. But he that had received 1 went and did in the earth and hid his Lord's money. You see? And the scriptures, let me get this real quick. This is Proverbs 18:9. It says, he also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster. All right, so you being slothful, you got these talents, you're likened to a great waster, man. This dude took the talent and hid it in the earth, man. And that's not what we're supposed to be doing with the Lord's money. With the Lord's talents, man. You know? In Haggai, it talks about, hold up. Oh yeah. Salah. But I believe it's in Haggai where it talks about how it's time for the Lord's house to be built, man. You know, but Jake, they want to dwell in their own houses, man, and do what they want to do. You know, while the Lord's house is laying waste, man. So they want to be comfortable while the Lord's house is laid waste, man. Cause ain't we supposed to be building up the Lord's house? And see, that's the difference between the spirit that Solomon and the spirit that King David had on them, man. And we supposed to be building up the house of David, man. We represent the house of David. So you should be in that like mind. Okay? Alright. Oh. Let me get this real quick. Salakia. Let me go back to the talents real quick. I wanted to get something else, but I couldn't think of it. This is Matthew 25 and verse 19. It says, after a long time, the Lord of those servants cometh and reckoneth with them. Yeah, and that's when the Lord's going to come back. And he's going to judge us according to what? Our works, man. Okay? Hey, I looked up the definition of the word reckoning. It says to cast up or settle accounts, to make a reckoning with. All right? It says, and so he that had gathered 5 talents came and brought other 5 talents, saying, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 5 talents. Behold, I have gained beside them 5 talents more. So he made that them talents multiply, because he actually used what the Lord gave him. Okay? We got the blueprint on how to do things. Okay? And he used those things. He applied them, and he gained more from it. You see? So he was a good and faithful servant, man. This is Colossians 1 verse 29. It says, whereunto I also labor, striving according to his working, which worketh in me mightily. You know, so that's why we laboring, because he gave it to us, man. You know? That's why the scriptures say, be ye instant in season and out of season, man. So that we can receive that crown that's laid up for us, man. See, you can't say you're faithful and you don't have the works, man. It just doesn't add up. You see? You gotta show that you're faithful, man. And the Lord is show. The scripture talk about redeeming the times. You gotta put in this work to show that you really want this thing. It's verse 21. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Okay? So now he's going to make him a ruler over many things, man. And what is that? That's talking about in the kingdom to come. He was approved by the Lord. All right? This work is nothing but a test, man. You know? Verse 22, it says, he also that had received 2 talents came and said, Lord, thou deliverest unto me 2 talents. Behold, I have gained 2 other talents beside them. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. So he even got the joy of the Lord. He's going to be a ruler as well. Not as big as the other guy. You know, it's different levels, man. You know, but you gotta do your job, man. If you on any team, you have to do your job to make the whole team successful, man. You know? Verse 24, then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown and gathering where thou hast not strawed. So he said the Lord was a hard man. You know? He showed the example of negligence, man. Because he was least committed. You know, he only got 1 talent. So he thinking as long as he don't lose it, you know, then he's going to be good, man. You know, but what the scriptures say, too much is given, much is required, man. You know, but he still knew the Lord's will. You know, and he didn't do it. All right. Let me see. Nah, I'm just keep going. It says, and I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. So he just tried to give the Lord back what he gave him, man. But see, when you do that, the only thing that's gonna happen is that is gonna be taken from you and given to somebody else who knew what he was doing, man. You see? Hey, look, man. And when you're not doing the work of the Lord, that means you're doing the work of the adversary, man. You know, so you have to just do the will of the Lord, man. This is 2 Timothy 1 verse 6. It says, wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of the Most High, which is in thee by the putting on of my hands. For the Most High have not given us the spirit of fear, but power and love and of a sound mind. You see? So the Lord didn't give us that spirit of fear. He gave us the spirit of power, love, and of a sound mind, man. You know? So that's why we do these videos, man, to stir up that gift that's in you, man. You hear this word and you get to moving, man. You know, whether it's be through fear or what. The fear of the Lord should make you want to work, not make you go idle. Okay. Verse 26, his Lord answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gathered where I have not strawed. Yeah, because the Lord, he wants his with usury, man. You know? You remember, you working to fulfill your debt, man. The Lord just gave you that loan to make that money back, if you will. You know? And you didn't want to do it. All right? This is and you see that he said that he knew that he was an all-stirring man. You know? So by his own words, man, he pretty much condemned himself. So if you knew that he would do these things, why would you then not put it to work, man? You see? It says, thou oughtest, hold up, verse 27. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received my own with usury. See? So if you knew that about the Lord, you should have did that. All right? It says, verse 28. Take therefore the talent from him and give it to him. Give it unto him which have 10 talents. For unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that have not shall be taken away even that which he hath. And cast ye the unprofitable servant into outer darkness, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. You see? So even that what you had is going to be taken from you and given to someone else, man, that can fulfill the duty. Because we have a job to do, man. You have plenty of scriptures when a man had to go to war, you know, if he had a wife, he just married, if he had a house, he would have to leave, man. You know? But if you choose to leave, then you're not gonna not gonna get the benefits of that soldier when the war is over, man. You know? Hold up. I think it was nah, that's not the one I want. 1 second. Bear with me. Nah, that's not it. But anyways, let me get this. This is John 15 verse 2. It says, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. All right? So that's what the Lord is doing, man. You know, if you're not bringing forth fruit, because we was commanded to bear fruit. If you're not bringing forth fruit, then you're gonna be taken away, man, and purged. So it can bring forth another plant that is gonna bear fruit, man. Because at the end of the day, the work has to be done. You see? This is 2 Peter 1 verse 8. It says, for if these things be in you and abound, they make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. You see? So if you do the things that the Lord said do, because he gave you the blueprint, if any company you go to, you get the you go through your training, you know, and you pretty much get the rundown on how to run this business and how it's going to make money. The Lord gave us that. So if you do these things, you will be neither barren nor unfruitful. You see? But it says what? It says let me get it. 2 Peter. I think it's verse 9. It says, but he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and have not forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. So if you don't do these things, if you lack these things, then you're blind, man. You cannot see afar off, and you have forgotten that you was not purged from your old sins, man. And we have to purge ourselves so that we can be fit for the master's work, man. That's why the scriptures tell us to give all diligence. You know? That diligence is, you got to work, man. You know, it was a quote from, my favorite basketball player was Kevin Durant. He said, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, man. And I know this guy who got all the talent in the world, but he don't use it. He don't put the work in. So now he's just an ordinary person, man. You know? Whereas you see someone with the talent and they work hard, now you could be one of the greatest players that ever played the game, man. Now, imagine if all of us who've been given the talent put the work in. Imagine what we could do for the Lord, man. You know? Imagine the kind of work that we could do. And just keep in mind, man, we're a body, man. All of us don't have the same abilities. But it all goes toward the same goal, man. We all built in the ark, man. You gonna get jealous or envious of another brother because he can do more? We all trying to get up out of here, man. We want this building to be done as quickly as possible. Okay? This is Romans 12. I'm going to start from the top. It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And, hey, man, we are those stones, man. So we got to work on ourselves. That's a part of it. Groom yourself. Put yourself under these fetters, man. That's what we doing. Meaning that you got to give up certain things, man. You was dedicated, if you was working towards something, you got to cut off certain aspects of the world so as it to not distract you. Why can you not do the same for the truth? It says, verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. And that's what we're trying to do, or are doing, to the best of our ability. Verse 3 says, for I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High have dealt to every man the measure of faith. Yeah, just because you got a higher gift than someone else, don't put you above that man. You know? Let me keep going. It says, verse 4, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members of one another. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity. He that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation, abhor that which is evil, cleave unto that which is good. So it's just pretty much saying the different things that you do. You know, certain brothers, they do better videos on things that is you know, whether it pertains to teaching, you know, if they're better teachers, or if they do better at exhorting one another, you know, correcting one another, or just your conversation, the way you conduct, you know. Certain man is just good at prophecy, you know, breaking down the breakdowns, you know. But it all works to the furthering of the gospel, man. That's how we have to be, man. This is Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10. It says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest, man. You know, so while we here, we got to put in that work, man. And we all got different gifts to add. This 1 Corinthians 7 verse 7, it says, for I would that all men were even as myself, but every man have his proper gift of the Most High. One after this manner, and another after that. Yeah, and that. So even Apostle Paul, man, and you know he was on fire for the Lord. He didn't even deal with women. He said he would wish as men could be as himself, man. You know. Boss texting me, man. I'm gonna have to make this a little shorter. Let me get this. Is 1 Corinthians 12 verse 4. It says, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord. See, we got differences in administrations, but we all got the same Lord, man. We got the same boss. You know? It says, and there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power which worketh all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal. So we've been given this. We've been given the Spirit so as to profit, man. You ain't been given the Holy Spirit and understand the truth for no reason. You know, it says, for to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, to another the interpretation of tongues. But all these worketh that one and the selfsame Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. And if you look at the camps, man, you got different brothers that do different things, man. You got certain brothers that speak different languages. You got certain brothers that can discern these spirits. You know, you got certain brothers that's calm. You got certain brothers that don't say much, but they great teachers. It's balanced throughout the camp, man. And that's all representation of the Lord, man. But what if you're not doing your job? That job that the Most High needed for that specific area you at. What if you're not doing your job? Then he's going to have to replace you, man. Remember, man, every gift comes from the Lord, man. James 1 verse 17, it says, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. You see? So every gift that we get is from the Lord, man. You see? And I'm going to have to cut this short, so I'm going to grab a couple more. I had a few more scriptures I wanted to get to, you know, but you know, I'm still at work or whatever. This is 1 Peter 4 verse 9. Damn. Thought I had it up. This 1 Peter 4 verse 9. It says, matter of fact, I'll start from 8. It says, and above all things have fervent charity. Matter of fact, I'm going to start from 7. It says, but the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watching to prayer. Yeah, we're at the end, man. You know, this is when you're really supposed to work. If you running the race, your last lap is when you pick it up. You see the finish line. You ain't supposed to slow down. That means you ain't want it bad enough. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging, as every man have received the gift, even so minister the same one to another, as good stewards of the manifold grace of the Most High. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of the Most High. If any man minister, let him do it as the ability which the Most High giveth, that the Most High in all things, or that the power in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever to while. Okay? So this, remember, keep in mind, this is the Lord's work, man. You know? Let me get this. This is Matthew 5:13. It says, ye are the salt of the earth. But if that salt have lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be casted out and trodden under the foot. If you lost your flavor, if you lost what you bring to the pot, what are you good for? You just get tossed out, man. Thrown in the garbage. That's why the Lord said he'll spew you out of his mouth, man. It says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So it's the opposite of that dude hiding the talent and hiding it in the dirt. No, you're supposed to put it on Front Street, man, so it can be seen. You know, so that the people can come to the Lord because of it. You know? It's just like the scripture say in Job, man. Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt? You know? No. You ain't eating nothing plain, man. Nobody wants so-called white people's food, man. You know? But that's how you will be, man. You just worry about your job, man. You know? Let me get this real quick, man. This is Proverbs 22:29. It says, seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings. He shall not stand before mean men. And mean is talking about like poor men. You know? So if you're diligent in your business, you gonna stand before kings. You're gonna be one of those kings, man. You're not gonna stand with the commoners, man. So keep that in mind. You know, the scripture talk about quenching out the spirit and be fervent. So that's what we have to do, man. All right. So with that, Lord willing, you know, I had a little bit more, but hey, Lord willing, I reached the point. Hopefully it was edifying. Until the next lesson, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. I want to say Shalom.